Hello again, guys. This particular video is going to be on what is it like to go through a spiritual awakening? What is it like to be clairaudient and clairvoyant? And how do people react? So here goes nothing. And again, I'm going to take my glasses off so that way I'm not dealing with a bunch of glare. But here is my journey, and may you get something out of it. I lost my uncle and my father last year, and it set off a spiritual awakening of a massive level. My entire life, I have always been able to see things that people could not see, hear things that people could not hear, make predictions on things, and just know things that I couldn't possibly know, even as a child, that I wouldn't have known. And so my entire life, I was told I was mentally ill and a lot of other not so nice things, put on a lot of medication that was unnecessary, because I am also an empath, and my issues were being caused because I did not know how to properly shield my energy. I did not know how to offload those energies because I did not know what was going on with me. My father knew that I was not crazy because my father had many of the same gifts that I do. And he did try to get custody of me from my mother so that he could train me properly. And it didn't go so well, but that's all right. I know that that as a light worker, I chose my family. And I chose a pain in the butt family. Because as a Blu-ray, a member of the Blu-ray family, my job is to take negativity and make it positive. You absorb it and you kick it back positive. And most of the time, those of us that are Blu-rays and indigos and guardians of Gaia end up choosing families that are not of our tribe. We go into those families, we put ourselves into those positions so that we can learn from them. And of course, we have no memory of who we were at the time. So that left us kind of fumbling around, so to speak, trying to figure out what was going on to us, why we were the way that we were. And it wasn't until my uncle and my father passed away that I finally, shall we say, caught a clue. And the reason I am very specific with the fact that my uncle died first is because out of 13, my dad and my uncle were the only ones left, and my Uncle Ken was younger than my father, so he was always terrified that he was going to be the last one left alive. He went first, so it's an honor and kind of a family joke that whenever I saw my dad Father's Day last year, that was the last Father's Day I got to spend with him, and it was the most amazing. But I remember when he walked in the room, I was like, "Hey, Dad, congratulations, you made it. You're the last one left." My stepmother was not amused. The rest of the family, we were dying laughing because we knew it's not about death. There's no such thing as dying. Our energy just shifts. We go somewhere else. Death is not the end, it's the beginning. So that is why I say that way. But after my father passed away, July 16th at 11:38 p.m. And after that, then a lot of things happened to me. My psychic abilities went off the chain. Seeing, hearing, there was so much confusion, clutter, and fog surrounding everything. My brother-in-law and I were the only two members in the family that had a clue that there was psychic turmoil going on and there was spiritual things happening to us and to all of my friends and my family. And to people that do not understand what spiritual awakening is, the best thing I can think of is imagine trying to walk on a bridge that's nothing but wooden planks, and you got a piece of rope on each side that you can hold on to walk across this bridge that's going like this. And then you add in fog so you can barely see your feet in front of you. It's kind of what going through a spiritual awakening is like. My friends and family thought I was nuts. But I was not. I am not. But there was a time I lost a week's worth of physical time. Couldn't remember what had happened. People were getting concerned. And I had no one spiritual close to me that I could talk to about what was going on, for the most part. And so I started doing my research, looking up everything I could on spirituality and angel numbers and chakra colors and trying to figure out what was going on. And people are like, you're hallucinating, you're seeing things. No, I'm reading energy, people. Reading energy is a language, and I read it well. My father, unbeknownst to me, had been teaching me that my entire life, showing me how to read people. He was a registered nurse, psych nurse as well. Worked with a lot of rehab patients as well, hospice. He taught me how to be compassionate, empathetic, nurturing, how to not judge anyone, because when we judge others, we judge ourselves. And he didn't care if you were a drug dealer, a serial killer, or a millionaire. He treated you the same, didn't care what color of skin you had, what religion you practiced. And so when I lost him in Ken, it broke my heart. But I know that he and Ken died in order for me to wake up spiritually, completely. And so once I started surrounding myself with healing crystals like rose quartz and selenite and black obsidian, and started making sure I was getting jewelry and things to help protect myself on this journey, and learning everything I could about light and darkness and Reiki healing. And people were like, you're not seeing these things, you're not hearing them. But I was, and I am, and I do. And it's very rewarding and very fulfilling, because when you're clairaudient, you hear spirit talk to you. You get, and I am a medium, so I get channeled by archangels, spirit guides, and the like all the time when I'm working. And it's a blessing. And the people that know me the best do not mind that this happens. We all have a blast, because you get to talk directly to an archangel or an ascended master whenever you come see me. It depends on your need as to who gets channeled, and if someone has lost a family member that they need contacted, then as my friend Amanda Reed says, I talk to dead people. And so I started slowly working my way up as far as channeling small and figuring out how to talk to the universe, how to talk to God, how to make sure that the information I was getting was accurate and correct, and that I wasn't giving people misinformation. So once I started learning how to say what I needed from the universe, I need to work with beneficial entities, all beneficial entities. Then I started being able to see, which it's not so much seeing, it's feeling the energy around you more than seeing it, because you don't see it with these eyes. You close your eyes and you can feel the energy around you. I can tell who is coming up my stairs without even looking, just based off the vibration of that person. Because we all vibrate at a certain frequency, and everyone has their own personal energy signature. So whenever you're clairaudient, then not only do you feel those energy signatures, sometimes you hear them as well. Some entities cannot speak because they have no vocal cords. Andromedans, no vocal cords. Contact is telepathic. Syrians, from the planet Sirius, they dance. They use light language. Arcturians, they use frequencies, light language, among other things. So I made sure that I was very careful when my gifts activated the way that they did, that I was very specific to work with beneficial entities only. Spirit guides, God, archangels, angels, all beneficial entities. And it's worked out really, really well. I've been able to help so many people. But if there is one thing I could tell people about what it's like, is the ones that mind what you do, the ones that think you're crazy because you're clairaudient or clairvoyant because you can see the future, you can see things before they happen, the ones that mind that you can do that don't matter. Because most of them, guys, are either scared of your gifts or they are jealous as hell. And that's on them, not on you. The ones that mind what you do don't matter. And the ones that matter don't mind. The ones that matter are going to hang out with you. They're going to love you unconditionally. And if anything, they're going to learn from you, and you're going to learn from them too. Because we are all professional teachers and professional students. Every person you meet, Feel Good's doing an energy update live. And I totally lost my train of thought on that. Give me a second here. I got distracted. Oh, yeah, the clairvoyance. It scares people sometimes when you tell them, hey, you might not want to do this. This is the way I'm feeling about this situation, something about a car or whatever, and then they don't believe you, and they go off and they do something, and then that thing happens the way that you said. And then they either get scared, or they get angry, or both, and they're like, no, you're crazy, no, that just, mm-mm. And most of the time, and I've heard this from other fellow light workers as well, everyone loves an energy reader until they are getting their energy read and they don't like it. Because then you look and you tell them exactly what you see. And these people start saying, oh shit, if that's what she sees, if that's what he sees, what in the hell does everyone else see inside of me? And that scares people because so many people put up a front. They put up this face, this fakeness that they are invincible, that they just fake. But when you look in their eyes, if you read their energy, you can tell that this person is miserable, hates themselves, hates everyone around them. If you don't like yourself, you're going to sit here and criticize and judge and do all this other stuff to take the focus off of you and how you are feeling and what you are doing to yourself that is negatively affecting you and everyone around you, because it is so much easier to point the finger at someone else when you should be pointing that finger at you and saying, what is it about me? What can I change about me? If enough people tell you, hey, you're sitting here saying, I don't do this to people, and then you're sitting here doing it to your daughter, then you're doing it to yourself. You're going to sit here and say, oh, you're crazy, you think you know it all? No, I don't. The future is always subjective, guys. Anybody that's watched the Twilight movies knows that. The future is always subjective. Our choices determine the outcome, and the outcome can always change based off of our choices. I tell people what they ask. I give them the information they require, the information they need to keep moving on. They can choose to take my advice or not. They can choose to follow divine guidance or not. I am not responsible for what happens after they leave the house or after they get off the phone with me. Everyone is responsible for themselves and their own actions. Don't blame your readers. Don't blame your mediums. Don't blame your light workers when shit goes wrong in your life. Do not blame divine messengers. If you've been praying, guys, you've been praying, and all of a sudden a stranger shows up or a family member that you don't particularly like happens to call. Well, guess what, guys? There's your message. There is your divine message right there. God sent a messenger. You may not like the messenger. You may not even like the message. But that's your message, regardless. The divine is not going to kiss your asses, guys. And neither will I or any other light worker that's worth their damn. Okay? Because we are so used to people that don't understand what we do being negative that most of us, it's just like, whatever. Thank you, next. My message is not your message. I give messages as I am divinely guided to do so. Sometimes to family members that may not particularly like me. But that's okay. Because what I am divinely guided to do. And sometimes it can be uncomfortable as hell, especially if, oh, I don't know, you're in court and all of a sudden you get a channeled message for the judge and you're like, how the fuck do I tell him this? What do I do? But you know what? You gotta just do it sometimes and see what happens. And I've gotten to where I don't let it negatively affect me anymore. If the divine says, trust me, go do this. You may not understand why you're doing it now. Just go do it. When I resist, things get a little crazy. When I just do it and follow my intuition and I follow divine guidance, things always turn out so much better than I even expected. Because I do try to go into everything with a positive expectation, guys. Always go into things in your life with a positive expectation, with a positive outcome. Don't sit here, and hope for the best, but expect the worst or whatever. No, you always hope for and expect the best. You always do. Because when you go into something with a negative attitude, something negative will happen. Your vibe attracts your tribe. If you're a negative bitch, you're going to attract negative to you. That's all there is to it. If you're a negative asshole, you're going to attract negative. 36 miles all the way around you. You fucked them up because of your energy. I try to make damn sure my energy stays high frequency so that I'm spreading love, light, and positivity. None of that negative shit. I need positivity in my life. I need to attract positive people. You keep your vibe high, you're going to attract those people. But when you're negative, when you talk all over the top of people and mistreat them and disrespect them, you're disrespecting yourself. Everyone you meet, I know I've said this in other videos, everyone you meet is just another version of yourself. So when you disrespect your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, when you disrespect a stranger on the street, you are disrespecting yourself. When you judge a person on the street based off of what they are wearing, you are judging yourself. So before people start making judgments, maybe they better walk a mile in that person's shoes. Do not judge a person by their clothing. You judge them by nothing. Because if you're judging them, you're judging yourself. The negative you see in them is the negative you see in yourself. The positive you see in them is the positive you see in you. The beauty you see in someone else is the beauty that is already residing within you. You just got to tap into that. Thank you, Healing Alchemist, for that. And yes, please, guys, go hit the Healing Alchemist up on Facebook. He does his lessons with no shirt on. I'm just saying. Wakanda Brothers. Holy hell, he's hot. And yes, he will get a huge freaking kick out of that because the students were laughing the other day with him about that particular lesson. If you are clairaudient and clairvoyant, empathetic, guys, every single day you have got to say, I release all energies that don't belong to me and call my power back to me. Have to. Shekinah Rose, Blu-ray and empath shielding. Because the number one problem, the reason why people think that we are crazy is because we are reading the energy of everyone around us. We're just getting hammered with it. Boom, 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 boom. This person feels like this. This person feels like that. Da, 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 da. I know most of us that are empaths, man, we avoid places that are crowded, that have a lot of people in it, because it can be very overwhelming for us, because there is so much energy around us that you just get beat up. That's where jewelry comes in. What I'm wearing here, this is an organite generator. Helps keep the negative off, keeps your psychic protected, keeps you grounded, kills cancer cells. It's a lot of really cool stuff. Any type of crystal jewelry you get is going to protect you and help you maintain those shields. Something else that you can do as well, learn how to be a thermostat, not a thermometer. Jim Quick teaches that we need to be a thermostat. We have to set our own internal frequency. We don't let others set it by letting them bounce energy off of us. Guys, if you're trying to keep negative people away from you, tell your body, tell your body, I need my internal frequency. I need my body, I need my cells set at 741 megahertz. Because 741 megahertz, that's what gets rid of bacteria, viruses, all kinds of pests, negative people. It works great. So start setting your internal thermostat when you get up in the morning. Tell your cells how much you love and appreciate them for keeping your body together, and set your internal frequency at what you need it set at. Now, I know this video is like 27 minutes long and I've kind of feel like I've strayed off topic, but you know what? I talk about what Spirit tells me to. I am going to go ahead, I'm being guided to end this particular video here in a minute and do another one probably tomorrow that will go more into detail about frequencies. But guys, there is a healing frequency for everything. You know, 100s on up to 10,000. But the main ones that I find, they're all important. If you've got burns, if you've got, cuts, scrapes, bruises, play the 200. Play frequencies in the 200 megahertz range. That rebuilds tissue. 500s, 528, that opens up your heart chakra and repairs all of your DNA. Organite generators also repair DNA. People like me that are DNA activators also repair DNA. So there is always a way to heal yourself. You just have to know where to look. Healing frequencies are the number one way to help yourself heal, in addition to using crystals, healing stones, so to speak. That, and make sure that you are eating according to chakra colors. If your shopping cart does not look like a rainbow, the rest of that rainbow better be at your house, because when we eat according to chakra colors, we are keeping our physical bodies as balanced out as our spiritual bodies and our mental bodies. And the herbs and spices we use, guys, all of those have spiritual meanings. Basil is so good to use to bring in wealth, prosperity, and to smooth over relationships. All relationships. Put that in your food and people calm down. If you have a cold, especially a cough, runny nose, marjoram great to use. It gets rid of all that phlegm. Pepper, garlic, both of those very good to take internally, and both of those great for spiritual protection. And garlic's an antibiotic. Da 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 da. So pay attention to what you're eating. It's okay to eat low vibration fast food every once in a while because sometimes your body does need that. But everything in moderation. If you're going to drink, guys, stick with wine for the most part, unless you're using for offerings. I know that Bill and I bought a bottle of absinthe the other week and a bottle of the pineapple cream rum. But most of the time, guys, if you see alcohol in my house, I don't drink it. I cook with it. It's for offerings. For the fairies, for the divine, for whoever I'm working with. And, yep, it gets put in the food. Because I love me some alchemy. Love to cook. And I love charging my food with crystals and Reiki. Because that way when you eat it, then you are getting double the benefit. Because your food has been charged with positive energy, and it's going to make you even better than it would have if you just cooked it regular. We've done experiments in this house where we will have gotten water out of the tap, but not charged it with crystals or Reiki or anything, and then water that has been charged. The water that had not been charged with crystals and Reiki tasted like crap. Made you sick to your stomach like it was poison. The charged stuff made you feel good. So that's another trick to this, guys. Frequencies. Charge your food with crystals and frequency. Get it in you. And that is going to wrap up this particular lesson. I love you guys. Questions, comments, please like, subscribe. And if there's anything particular that, if there's more requests of things you guys would like to hear me talk about, I know I've had several people also say they want me to do a video on crystals and what they mean and stuff like that. I'll see how I feel in the next few days. The energies have just been running crazy with all these planets in retrograde. So between that and what's going on physically, I've been pretty wiped out lately. But I am trying to, well, no, I'm not trying. I am getting videos and the like out as I am guided to do so. But Spirit's really been pushing me to rest because I have a test Monday afternoon to see exactly what is going on inside my belly. Some of you know already, some of you don't. And it's going to stay a secret or a surprise until I get home on Monday afternoon. So I love you guys. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. I appreciate every single one of you. And hopefully you didn't think I rambled too much. But hey, those of us that are spiritual know when the divine's got a message, you just get it out there and hope for the best. So I love you. Love and light to all my light workers, to all my friends, all of my family. Keep your heads up. We can make it through all these fucking retrogrades, I promise you. But these retrogrades are just bringing up shit, cords to cut, and things that need to be healed. So, good luck on your journeys. Email me if you need me. Those of you that have my phone number, call. Have a great night, and thank you for the opportunity to share with you. I appreciate all of you. Have a nice night.